Hi everybody, hope you're well. This video was requested by Amy Brown. I'm going to be covering an updated version of the Rosette, how to win Rosette video basically. So I'm going to talk about the EC that you need, the tub of grease, falabella, high enough skills, Crow's fortune I will mention, and comps over 75%. So the first thing I'll start off with is what type of competitions have rosettes. These are the top competitions that have over 75% prestige or higher. And also just to note that if a horse wins a rosette in a specific competition, the horse can't win it again. Once you've won a rosette from a specific competition, you can't win it a second time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the best equestrian centres and then see the rankings of the best competitions. Now this is where we're talking about that prestige, that 75% prestige. So if I have a quick look, there is both prestige for classical and western competition. Now I am going to look, actually I'll start with barrel here just because I think this is quite interesting. If you have a look here, you can see that there's only one competition currently that has over 75% prestige. That means that that's the only competition right now in barrel that you can win a rosette with. Now if we have a look here over at cutting, that's not the same thing. If we have a look here, there is 22 competitions that are over 75% and therefore 22 competitions that you could win rosettes with. If we look in reining here, there's no competition over 75%, so there's currently no reining rosettes. If we look over here at trail, we can see that there is 5. Now you need to go on your server, whichever one you're on, and you need to go look. Some servers will have more rosettes than others. Now if we have a look at classical, if we have a look here at Gallop, you can see that Gallop has a huge amount of competitions that are over 75%, therefore meaning that there's going to be lots of rosettes up for grabs. So there you can see from 72 up to 1. So there you can do 72 competitions in Gallop. Now once you know this, so basically why it's important to go and look at these is for 2 reasons. The first reason is you want to know if you get a Gallop skiller, for example, well, there's 72 potential chances of winning a rosette. Whereas if you decided, I'm going to get a reining skiller and I want to get lots of reining rosettes, well, right now that ain't going to happen. There's not a chance that you're going to get any because none of them are over 75%. Now, and the thing with barrel, for example, here, you only have 1 chance of it. So these are some of the things you want to keep in mind before you go to get horses, skillers that are capable of this, because there's no point in spending a lot of passes on a horse that's great, but there's no rosettes for it. Because people want to win rosettes because they want to win the area on divine. If you want to be ranked the best, okay, so if we have a look here, best breeders, for example, so number of rosettes won this month. If you're looking to place in the top, the number 1 for the month to win the area on divine, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting skillers, investing in horses that are going to give you the return. There'd be right now there's no point in investing in a reining one in this particular place because there's no competitions with reining. Now you might want to invest in one for the Grand Prix because you'll definitely do really well with that, but for rosettes maybe not so much. So it's the same thing with the barrel. There's only 1 competition right now with barrel. So if you went and bought 4 barrel horses, 4 barrel scalers, well, you're going to get basically be capable of getting about 4 rosettes because there's 4 barrel scalers and 1 competition that you can enter. So you're not going to get any more than that. Now the other thing that the reason I said that it's important to check here is because you need to make sure that when you get a horse or you're buying a horse or you're skilling a horse that it's going to be capable of entering. So if I just have a quick look, this is the only one right now in barrel that you could enter, okay? So you want to open that competition and then you want to look here at the level required. So in this case it's 750 to 1500 in speed. So that would mean that you would need to go and find horses that have that level of skill and speed. So you can see right now that the speed horses are up to 848, okay? So you can have a look there. So you can see that competition was 750. So you can see that there is 23 or 22 horses that are capable of entering that specific competition. So you'd want to be able to have a horse that would be in this range as well. Now, if you're ordering from teams, top teams, I would advise just asking or checking with them if you're not sure. And you can even go look at the horses that have won lots of rosettes to get a rough idea of what is winning, okay? I'm not going to go into too much right now. Now, if you want a wee bit more information on the sorts of horses to go for when you're looking to win certain kinds of rosettes and stuff, I would look at my Design to Win video. I'm not going to try and cover it in this because I think it would be a bit mind-boggling, to be honest, at this stage. So that's the first thing, you know, that you want to be thinking about, is making sure that when you get a horse, whether you buy it in sales or whether you are breeding it yourself, you want to make sure that you're going to have something capable of entering the competitions to begin with. There's no point in spending a heap of BM items on a horse that's not going to be high enough in skill to reach it. I mean, if I'm going to go to some of my skillers here, just to show you if I can actually remember where I put them. There they are. So here's a really old skiller of mine that I had a really long time ago. Now, if just for example, right, let's just pretend that this horse's top speed or skill was actually speed. So let's just ignore the fact that dressage is higher. So let's pretend this was actually speed. You can see that that horse isn't anywhere near 750. Okay, so it would essentially not be capable of seeing those type of competitions. Now, once you have a horse that is high enough to be able to see the competitions that you want to enter, and you know exactly which ones you're going for, I'm going to go to one of my other horses here just quickly. This one. So if we have a look now, I'm going to switch this horse. Actually, I'm trying to think, should I switch it or should I leave it? I'll have a quick look. Now, two things to note. If you're very serious about the Grand Prix and rosettes, I would advise getting yourself some falabellas. The other thing is tub of grease. You want to make sure you have a tub of grease on your horse, and the way to get a tub of grease is to enter missions or lessons, and there's a chance that they will appear. So tub of grease and falabella bonus are basically their time limited bonuses. So unlike all these other things, like once you have these bonuses on your horse, they don't disappear unless you were to replace them. But with the tub of grease, that is, after a couple of days that disappears. It's the same with the falabella. Now, I want to enter this particular horse in trail, okay? So I want to get a trail falabella, so therefore I want to enter trail competitions to find that falabella. Now, as you can see, there is these little rosettes. This is how you tell if you can actually see rosette competitions. You will go in and be able to actually physically see a rosette beside them. So now I'm just going to enter a few trail competitions until I find the falabella that I want. Now, if you want to know more about falabellas, go and look at my falabella fables video, which is on the channel. I'm hopefully going to find a falabella. Now, depending on the type of competitions you want to enter, you obviously want to get the right type of falabella. The type of falabella you get is based on what competitions you entered. So if I was to enter cross-country competitions until I got a falabella, then I would have a cross-country falabella, and it would have different bonuses. So here we go. We've got a falabella. Falabella has just earned, I'll be right back, a bonus for several days. So if we have a look, you can see it's appeared. So falabella, dressage +9, trot is +8, and jumping is +7. So dressage, trot, jumping. Now here's what a thing that will interest you. If I click on trail, dressage, trot, jumping is the skills displayed in the box, because those are the three that are important. Now I'm going to go to one of my other skillers and hopefully have a falabella on one of them. Yes, we do. Okay, so here is another skiller who has a tub of grease and has a falabella on it. But as you can see, there's different skills here. It's stamina, dressage, and gallop. That's because it's a different type of falabella. It was different competitions that I entered to get that one. So hold on, we'll just close some of these for the moment. I have too many tabs open at the moment, so we'll close those. Now once you have got your falabella once you've got your tub of grease and you've got all your other bonuses. Now, if you're going to do a skiller, go and look at my skilling videos. There's a huge playlist on them of all the bonuses that you'll need and all the bonuses that are essential, things that you want, and stuff like that. Now, this horse has 865 in dressage. Now we're going to take a quick look at the best equestrian centres, best rankings, and we're going to go Western riding competitions, and we'll go to trail. So you can see that there are currently 5 competitions in trail that have a rosette. Now we can have open the top one and the bottom one. So the bottom one needs to have a horse with at least 703 in dressage, okay? And the top one requires 699, okay? Now it doesn't necessarily mean whichever one's higher here means it's going to be a better competition. It just depends. So we know that there's 5 competitions there that I could potentially enter. Now I am going to age this horse once because I hopefully shouldn't lose my bonuses here. Okay, we've still got our bonuses. And then I could go in and I could enter, I'll just enter this one for the sake of it. So that's that competition entered. Now the other thing that I'm going to mention before I forget it, and this is one big change that there has been, the equestrian centre bonus. Now you would have seen in my previous video I was talking about trying to get a plus 10 or a plus 12. Now you want to be getting the plus 40 centre bonus, because the most you can possibly have on the game right now in terms of equestrian centre bonus is plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, plus 40, okay? So that's what you really want if you're very focused on doing well with your horses and having the best potential chances to have the highest possible equestrian centre bonus. Now obviously if you have a horse that's maybe not very high in skills, it's going to be harder to get a very high EC for it in terms of the bonus. Now if you want to know how to check the bonus, I'll do that quickly now. So let's see if we have any of these that don't need boarded. Okay, well ignore the fact that all of these are boarded for the moment. I'll just use a different horse that I have somewhere here. This one will do. Okay, so let's pretend this is our skiller and we want to try and find that plus 40 EC. Well, what we might do is we might go in here, and obviously the prestige is going to relate to that. So here's currently the top one, so let's open that in a new tab and we'll scroll down and you can see the bonus here. So this one's a plus 14. Now if you don't want to look there, you can also click on the actual boarded horse and then have a look here, and the equestrian centre bonus will show up there too. So that's 2 ways you can have a quick look. Now let's have a look at the next one along, and this one has a plus 12. Now this was the old, in times gone by that would have been the most you could get, but it's now plus 40. And how you can see that, and I will show you because I have a reserved box here. So let's click on one of those and there's a plus 40. So that would be the most like ideal that you'd want. If you're entering competitions, you'd want to be getting an equestrian centre bonus of plus 40 because it gives you the best possible chance of having higher bonuses on your horses and doing better. So those are some of the things to keep in mind. Another thing I'll just quickly mention is try and have a Curious Fortune on your horses, because it means you have a higher chance of getting the Falabella and a higher chance of finding the tub of grease quickly. So keep your horses younger whenever you're looking, because sometimes it can take a really long time to find them. So that's kind of a general overview of how to get rosettes. I think one thing I will sort of go into it a wee bit is while a horse might be extremely well skilled in one particular skill, and you might think, okay, well this is the best horse to put in trail competitions because it's the highest dressage horse. Like, let's just have a look here. I'll just show you for the sake of argument. Okay, so if we have a look here at the elite boards and we look down at dressage, you can see that I have the second highest dressage horse, okay? So this horse could enter dressage and it could enter trail, because dressage and trail, the highest skill you need, the best skill you need is dressage, okay? But there's 2 other skills that are important. So if we click on trail, as I mentioned earlier, there's trot and jumping, okay? You can see this horse isn't particularly good in jumping. So if there was another breed on the server, and I'm going to show you a different one here, just for the, if I can find it. Right, so if we have a look at a Nakota, you can see that a Nakota has quite high dressage, it has high trot and jumping. So you can see that this horse would actually perform better than my one here. Even though my horse has better dressage, it's not very good in jumping. So these 2-second skills here are important as well. So this is one thing you want to be thinking about is, while you might have a horse that's very good in one particular skill, it might not beat lower horses to get rosettes because its 2 secondary skills are lacking. I mean, you can see there if I hover over this horse, won trail recently. So you can see the difference in how they perform. So you want to be checking that too. Now if you want to know a bit more, go and look at the Design to Win video. I just wanted to quickly mention that, but I'm not going to go too in depth into it. Anyway guys, I hope you have a lovely day, and bye bye. Oh, and also thank you to Amy Brown for requesting the video. And bye bye.